Grand Rising, all kings and queens, all gods and goddesses, all beautiful people. I am Be Floss to God, and today I'm just going to be speaking briefly about building your belief system, right? When it comes to manifesting your every desire, okay? How to build your belief system when it comes to manifesting your every desire, all right? Now, when it comes to the Bible, as I've grown to know on my spiritual journey, right? It's all psychological. It's all a metaphor, right? The whole drama within the Bible is all taking place within you and within I. It's not actual people who lived back then, and every type of person I like to go with what makes sense to me, and Neville Goddard explained everything perfectly, and I've grown to know that it's all psychological, right? Because when you put the pieces of the puzzles together, it all makes sense from his theory. So for those of you who may not know about Neville Goddard, you can go check him out on YouTube, right? Now, in the Bible verse, Luke chapter 5, verse 4, I think that's it, when the disciples were fishing, right, and they couldn't catch any fish, when they were closer to the shore, where they cast their nets out and they wasn't catching anything, right? And Jesus told them, try going further out. I think it was Simon he told this to. Go further out into the depth, into the deep of the water, right? And cast your nets. And you will catch fish in abundance, right? And they did this, and they ended up catching more than enough fish, right? Now, the whole metaphor is, now the disciples are both you and I. Jesus is both you and I, alright? Now, by the shore, that is actually you and I not walking like the man and the woman who already has their desires. Like, we're full of doubt and worry. Our most dominant thoughts is mostly on the opposite rather than what it is that we're trying to manifest. Or even when we set the intention, like we didn't set it as strong as it should be. We didn't give it enough energy, in order to materialize. Right? Now, I know, yes, you can think of something just once and it will manifest, but most of the time, usually, those are things that we don't really care for too much, so to speak. You know what I mean? Or it could be something too that we do care for a lot, and we just think about it one time, but in that one interval, you probably gave it enough energy. We had enough faith and confidence and belief that this thing is gonna happen, and very few people, can do that. It happened to me a couple of times too, but for the most part, I like to envision it on a regular basis, on a daily basis, so that I won't miss the mark. Because sometimes I hear a lot of people say, they missed the mark when it came to manifesting certain things, because they would just imagine it once or speak it once or whatever, and then drop it, But what about throughout the rest of the day and the other days? You might have opposing thoughts concerning this particular thing that you want to manifest, and you might not even be aware of it. So for me personally, to be on the safe side, I like to affirm daily this thing. Even if I take a day for a little break, to have a little break, I make sure you always get back on track. So you imagine it and then you affirm it on a daily basis until it materializes. Right? So when Jesus told them to go out into the deep and cast the nets, no, that is actually walking like the man and the woman who already has their desires. Right? Your belief system is so strong. Right? It's like a knowing. Because the deeper you can believe something, it becomes a knowing. Right? So let's not be like the disciples and fish by the shore. Let's go out into the deep. Right? And going out into the deep requires repetition and persistence. Right? And imagining as vivid as you can, and be specific as you can, and persisting it on a daily basis. Walking that assumption like the man and the woman who already has their desires. Walk boldly. And to build your faith and confidence, again, is through repetition and persistence. I would have spoken about this in the previous video about building faith, right? Because all that is entangled with each other. Building faith and confidence and belief. Your belief system. The more you can do something, the more confident you become. Just like a baby. When we were babies, we were scared to take our first step. Now we can get off the bed and walk normal. Why is that? Through repetition, the subconscious mind, the paradigm. It works through repetition. Same thing with a bicycle or anything you're doing for the first time. First time you saw a bicycle, you was probably scared. You probably wobbled a bit. You probably had a couple falls, but now you can hop on the bicycle and ride like normal. You might even be able to pop a wheelie. And all that is through repetition, through practice. Going on the job for the first time, you might be a little nervous. But as time goes by, through repetition, you become more confident. That's like with anything in this world you do for the first time. So in order to build your faith, in order to build your belief system, and yes, also building faith too as well, and confidence. Again, it's through repetition and persistence. Right? So again, let's not be like the disciples and cast our nets by the shore, but let's cast our nets out into the deep. Right? And every time you are affirming on a daily basis, make it vivid, be specific as you can, and feel it, see it with feeling. If at one point it starts to become like kind of boring, you could change around the scenes too in your imagination. Change around the words a bit, but let it be pertaining to the same thing. And just feel it every single day. And it becomes so natural. That's how you build your belief system. So you will go from a belief to a deeper belief to actual knowing now. Right? So just practice it. Repetition and persistence. That is the key. That is how you build your faith. And that is how you build your belief system. So to build your belief system, repetition and persistence. Every single day. So you won't miss the mark. So there won't be no excuses. So if you affirm or imagine just once, and if a time comes and you tell yourself, man, you affirm something once or imagine, and it never came to pass, according to Neville, somebody told him that, and he was like, so what are you doing right now? Implying then he's implying to the person, but you should be still imagining it right now. If you see you didn't manifest it, well then that's what it's going to be. But as long as you are persistent in something, it has no choice, because that is the law. Your words and thoughts do not proceed into the past, they advance into the future. Alright, so that is how you build your belief system. Through repetition and persistence. Keep your mind focused. Alright? And while you're waiting on the big manifestations or whatever it could be, practice on smaller things. Neville Goddard mentioned this as well. About practicing using his imagination with this cat that he had that was living by him or something, and it was always tearing up the rug inside the home. So he just used his imagination to see the cat on the outside. Right? And it worked. It manifested. The cat ended up on the outside, tearing up a rug or whatever that was on the outside until the day it died. So you can use your imagination for other people too, friends and family members, on other things, while still keeping your vision focused on the bigger goals. But just remember, repetition and persistence builds the belief system. Alright? I am Be Floss to God, sending you love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings, and do have a fantastic day. I'm out.